Hi guys, this is Mr. Assassin and I'm here to do Rikudou Chapter 3 review. I'm going to pick up where I left last time. So Riku was going to the orphanage. At the beginning of this chapter we see him training because he takes Tokoroza's advice and he's practicing in the garden or courtyard of the orphanage. He's taking the training advice seriously. We see that he's sort of fitted in with the other kids, and he's having a good time. They're asking him about his boxing gloves, and there's actually a girl there that likes Riku, and she tries the boxing gloves on and she's very happy. He tells her that he always carries the boxing gloves around his neck because this is the first gift he ever received, so they are basically his treasure. And then we get a little presentation from the author, and it's basically about hands and about violence, that people are very capable of various acts of violence, and it all starts with the shape of a hand. You can recognize from the body language, from the shape of the hand, if somebody is coming at you with ill intentions or not, or if it's coming to a friend. Basically what he's trying to say is that without hands life would be very different. You cannot build anything without hands. Hands can be used both for good and for evil. Hands are actually very important in human evolution. So all through history, it was because of our hands and our ability to build that we reached this point. But hands can also be used for evil and for violence. So that's a little bit of nice side story, not a side story, but nice presentation there. We also see this woman who is protecting Riku, the one that was with him and at the police when they were taking his interview. I don't remember her name, but we see her that she's speaking to another guy, another teacher at the orphanage, and this guy is saying that Riku is violent, and she's saying no, we are the ones who are violent, and this kid just answers, gives us a reply, sort of. He answers to our behavior. If we show him kindness, then he will show us kindness, because a kid at a very young age, he's very impressionable. He will do what he sees around him. If he sees violence around him, he will be violent. If he sees kindness and appreciation, he will do that. And she's basically right about that. And we can see that she genuinely feels sorry for Riku and his life. Then we jump off to nighttime. I think it's nighttime, by the way things are drawn. And Riku is trying to leave the orphanage to probably go to Tokoroza and train some more. And the woman, she catches him in the act. She tells him that he cannot leave just now, and he's going to be safer here. And just when she says that, these two guys from Yakuza, the ones from the previous chapter, jump the fence and are coming towards them. Basically they want to kill Riku for killing their partner and for delivering the drugs to the police. So the teacher tries to protect Riku, of course, but one of these guys hits her with a shovel, so she's out cold. And then they beat on Riku, pull them both inside the car. They put Riku inside the trunk, and they put this teacher, his teacher in the back seat. and we can see that one of this guy is trying to rape the teacher, and Riku is forced to see that from the back seat, from the trunk of the car, and again he feels a feeling of his usefulness. He feels that he's not useful in this kind of situation. He thinks that, and I'm going to quote here, what the teacher said to him. So the teacher told Riku, "You are a good child who knows pain." So basically, he's a good child, but his life was full of pain. And now, from the trunk of the car, Riku thinks that that kind of feeling is not useful at all. So it doesn't matter that he's a good child who knows pain. It doesn't matter. He still feels useful, not useful, unuseful, and he wants to do something, but he cannot. He can't do anything about it, and that's where Tokoroza steps in, because Tokoroza comes in. These guys were in the car and starts beating both of them up, and basically saves Riku and his teacher. Now there's a scene here which is very dubious, to me at least, when one of these guys, one of the Yakuza guy, picks up a sword and just one moment. He picks up a sword and he tries to hit Tokoroza, and Tokoroza hits the sword, and the sword with his bare fist, and the sword breaks. Now there are two possibilities. The first possibility would be that this was a wooden sword, which I don't know why a Yakuza guy would carry a wooden sword. That's kind of dumb and stupid. But if it was a real sword and this guy punched through the blade of the sword, then that's basically heading into the realm of sci-fi right now. I got the impression from the first chapter that this was a realistic manga, but if we got guys punching through swords from the second chapter, then I could probably, from the third chapter, then I could probably safely assume that at chapter 100 they're going to be able to punch through, I don't know, steel doors and mud rocks, whatever. I mean, we could get to a point where the physical strength is so powerful that they could no longer be considered just mere humans. And I got mixed feelings about that. If we get to that point, I suppose we have to see how good the plot line is, and how good is the story, how do they get there, because it simply cannot be a jump like right, and today I'm punching a punching bag and I cannot do anything more. Tomorrow if I punch a steel door, I just pulverize it. You cannot do that. So it's basically, if it has a good story behind it, I'll take it. I don't mind. I watched plenty of anime with superpowers, so whatever. And basically now Riku and his teacher is saved, and he tells Tokoroza that he wasn't useful. He couldn't do nothing for his teacher, and that he wants to trade. And Tokoroza asks him what kind of hand he wants. There's this symbology symbolistic with the hands, that they can be both evil and good. In case of Riku, if he gets powers, if he gets stronger, his hands are going to be used to crush a lot of guys, but for the sake of good. So it's kind of a combination. Anyway, Riku says the hand I want is a fist. So you can safely assume that Tokoroza will train Riku in the next chapters. And he even tells him, if you want a fist, if you want to be able to fight, you have to go to Baba's gym. And that's the end of the chapter. So again, this kid who has suffered for his entire life, who was getting beat by his father, who had a junkie mother, now has to endure even more beating and even more pain, seeing his teacher raping in front of him. So, a painful life. But that's the entire chapter. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.